Hi guys. Bought me a new project house that was built in, I think, 1989. Came with a lot of land. That's what really interested me in it. I think I want to build me a house on top of that ridge back there one of these days, but I haven't moved in yet. I just closed on it this week. And the people that lived here since 1989 were smokers. And I don't mean like casual smokers. I mean, you can tell where the pictures used to hang on the wall. So the way you're supposed to take care of this is you wash down the walls, usually using TSP, trisodium phosphate, maybe with a little Dawn and water, and apparently the nicotine and tar will just roll off the walls. Of course, it's probably on the floor too, but that'll be a little easier to clean. However, I thought it might be a good time to test an iWave. I have never really pushed indoor air quality devices such as this, but I got to thinking about it. I mean, I can smell the cigarette smoke before I unlock the front door, so if there's ever a test for one of these things, this would be a good one. I guess the batteries are dead in that one. You got your mercury thermometer, you got your little Honeywell with all the tar on it. You got your return right here, and it's a nasty, messy day, and you got to crawl into the crawl space to do anything, but you see a lot of the videos on these, and they just have them sitting in the bottom of the furnace. As long as the air goes across the brushes, you're good. So again, this isn't someone's house, this is mine, and it's can be considered a laboratory for the next few days. So what I think I'm going to do is just mount this thing right inside the return where the air will go across it. I'll probably, let me see, I think the return is exposed in here in the closet. Yep, so you just have metal duct in here, so that's going to have to be covered up anyway. So what I may do is just pop a hole through that, run me an extension cord into it, and plug this thing in and let it run 24/7. Okay, again, this is not a how-to video because this is absolutely not how you do this. This is just a way for me to get it hooked up real quickly right now and get started with our experiment. I'm going to put a grommet on here, Romex connector. I drilled that hole to where it'll actually thread into it instead of me having to dig through the insulation on the inside of that return box to put a nut on it. And I will stick this through to where I can get to the over to the unit, and we'll get it wired up right quick, plugged in and running. Okay, she's screwed in there good and tight. Don't need this lock ring. Got me 3 wire nuts, and we'll go over here on the other side and get the air cleaner put in. All right, what's in the box? Got a thing where you can tell what day you installed it, warranty registration, bulletin, i.e. installation instructions, and the iWave itself. There's our little brushes. That thing actually will rotate. I think it does it every few days. You can actually make it do it every day. Probably need to change it on this to clean those little brushes. But as air passes across those little brushes there, it's supposed to create ions, I think, and do something about making the particles in the air become heavy and get caught in your filter. I don't know, it's science. So I just have to get the airflow going either that way or that way. And I have no idea, but there's a magnet on there. So really don't even have to screw it down. Again, this is just a test. I'll probably replace all this ductwork in the unit and everything once I get some of the other chores done, but I just wanted to put it in here and see if you could take a house that has this much smoke in it and make it better. Well, it's day one. I came by, UPS sent me a message that they delivered a package, and it was a getting started kit from the cable company. Basically a piece of coax and a card. I actually hooked it up last night when my modem came in the mail from Amazon. So day one, maybe a little better, but not much. Well, it's been 1 week. I put it in last Wednesday in the afternoon, and it's now Tuesday afternoon. I think I'm asking it to do too much because I really can't tell a significant difference. So it's time to try something else. What I think I'll do is actually unhook this for the next little bit here. I think this will probably work okay. It's supposed to do real good against VOCs and whatnot, like when I'm painting. So I'll be ready to plug it back in when I start painting. But I just wanted to see if I could find something that would kind of clean up the smoky smell, you know, before I painted or cleaned. So I'm going to try a little ozone generator. This one's supposed to put out 20,000 somethings, but I think what I'll do is plug it up, let's say in the master bedroom, open up all the doors in the closet and bathroom and so forth, and plug it up in there and let it run with the door shut coming out into the hall and see what it does. Ozone's heavier than normal air, so it's best to get it high. It's probably even better if you can put your little box fan in here. I don't have one right now. Like I say, this thing, I literally just picked this up and want to turn it on and get it going. Has a timer on it where you can run it for up to, what, about 3 hours, or you can put it on here to hold. I think I'll stick it just for this application. I'm just going to stick it on 3 hours, and I'll stop back by here later and check it out. Of course, you're not supposed to breathe this stuff, so don't want to hang around in here. I can smell it. I'm kind of sensitive to ozone. We used to use a lot of ozone water treatment on swimming pools, so you kind of, actually has a good scent to it myself, but of course high concentration of it would be bad for you. But it's got a pretty powerful fan on it. I'm just going to open up these drawers in here in the bathroom, and I need to get rid of all this stuff anyway, but it comes with a little do not enter sign. So we'll see how it goes. While we let that ozonator run, I'm going to ride up on the mountain. I'm thinking I'd like to build a house up on top of this little ridge here. Kind of up away from everything. We'll have a real pretty view back that way. That would be looking back toward Elizabethton. Property line goes up to the top of the next ridge, but it would take a lot of road to get up there, and there's not really a flat spot because you just own to the very tip top of the ridge. There's the fence. This is the top of that last ridge. Of course, the other ridge is down over there. I was holding my milkshake in my hand on the way up, and a big sawbriar caught my arm, and it hurt so bad I stuck my thumb through my cup. Going to drink fast. Well, I've got updates. These little ozonators are awesome. If you have a situation where you have a smell in a house that you want to get rid of, whether it be cooking smells or cigarette smells, and you can afford to be away from the place and take all your animals or live plants or anything out, then I would highly recommend this. You don't want to be in here when it's running, and you want to make sure and air it out afterwards. This thing has a 3-hour timer, and that's what I'll usually run it on. I've run it about 3 times, and I can stand to be in here now. I used to get a headache after about 5-10 minutes in here, and now it's just, still have some odors. I think I'll have that until I get this primer put on, but it's nothing like it used to be. This thing made a world of difference just after 3 hours. Run it, let it run for 3 hours, turn itself off, maybe come back the next morning and open up the doors and windows, let it air out. Don't hang around until it does, or it will mess with your mucous membranes, but it sure does eat the odor. We're using Mean Green 50% with water. You put it in a garden sprayer so we can easily put it on there. And look at the stuff just rolling off the walls. I have made an executive decision to get rid of the popcorn ceilings, especially after seeing what was running off the walls. There's no good way to clean that stuff. You just can't do it. So I've just scraped it off. Some of the early stuff has asbestos, so be careful with that. Guys, I'm in popcorn up to my ears. Not in that good way. I have scraped popcorn off of ceilings here, ceilings there, ceilings everywhere. But I'm about to finish the last big room here. Once I finish this little square here, I'll be moving into the kitchen dining room, current kitchen dining room, and getting rid of that. And then there's one more little room down there that was supposed to be a utility room, but it's got a ceiling in it that'll have to be scraped. I've tried a lot of different things, so I'm going to show you right quick what I found to be the easiest way for my popcorn ceilings anyway. The first thing you do is get it wet. Now, if it's painted, you got an extra step. Those two small bedrooms have been painted. And what I had to do first is take my modified drywall knife and actually scrape the little styrofoam balls to break them up a little bit under that paint in order so that the water could penetrate and get beneath the paint. So that was a little harder. You can take an extra step to do, but the ceilings in here have not been painted, thank goodness. And I started out using a little garden sprayer, but that's a lot of spraying. And especially when I got on that had been painted. So I got to thinking I had this paint gun I had bought that was still in the box. Why not use it to put the water on the ceiling? So I got the little 20-inch extension wand on it, which I was going to use to actually, paint with. But you can just spray the water right on here. I'll just show you how it works. That thing's going to be a little loud. I'll probably have to mute it. I'll let that soak in for a minute, maybe hit it one more time, because I wound up having to move my drop cloths. So even though I usually spray ahead of what I'm working on, but it's long since dried, and I took a little break too. So this is the last part of this room. What I'll do is get it, I'll probably wet it one more time, and then I'll try to set the camera up and let you see how easy it scrapes off. Take my scraper and my paint pan. Try not to eat any of it. This house was built in 1990, so this is not supposed to have asbestos in it. It don't taste like asbestos anyway, but yours may be older than that, and you probably ought to have it checked. I know what you're thinking, fellas. He's getting it all over this beautiful paneling. Don't worry, we're going to take the paneling down. But what I'll do is prime everything, and then I'll probably have to go back and work on the ceiling a little bit. They didn't do a lot of, fine finish when they were going to be putting popcorn texture over it. They just pretty much one coat with tape and mud, and it's done. So there'll be some work to do there, but just wanted to give you this update and get this video out here. I think our little air cleaner, is probably a good thing to have. If and you can, put it in a house that's already clean and take care of the day-to-day odors that get in it. I was asking too much for it. So once I get this place, start painting on it, I'll leave this thing running, and it'll help take some of those paint fumes away and things such as that. And eventually, when I replace this system and ductwork, I'll mount it in permanently. And we've got her in here running with the new system. She's been running ever since. Thanks for watching.